Compensation consulting has changed dramatically from when I first began, probably 35 years ago. Back then, proxies were actually designed to obfuscate the facts. They had base and bonus all combined. They really didn't talk much about long-term incentives at all. It was just something to basically put down there. But as time has gone on and people started to realize the importance of compensation consulting or compensation inside a company, things started to take a dramatic turn.
I heard one investor recently say, I represented a large institution, and he said, I believe that the proxy statement is the window to the soul of a corporation, which I found fascinating. This is a really, truly important function inside of a business. You've got shareholders, board members, employees, media, management team members, and varying other stakeholders that all have a vested interest in executive compensation and corporate governance. If you go out and Google it, you get millions of hits. Some of those are kind, and some of those are actual hits. And so having an independent advisor that can be a trusted source to reasonably sort out noise versus fact, I think is important. It's one of the most critical things a business can do in today's environment.
Sometimes we get kind of pigeonholed into exec comp. We're not just about exec comp. We're there to deal with board of director compensation, executive C-suite compensation, all the key employee compensation, and all the professional technical. And yet you have to be able to make sure that that entire workforce at that unique company feels incredibly valued, incredibly appreciated through how you attract them, how you keep them motivated, but just as importantly, and I would actually say maybe the most important thing after you've made an investment in key people in your company, how do you retain them?
Some businesses, the really well-functioning businesses, view their employees as an investment. They see them as the future. They want to invest in training and development. They want to get the best and brightest that they can so that they have the best service, the best technology, the products that they're developing are cutting edge. And at the end of the day, in order to do that, they've got to have one thing right: compensation.
And even though somebody might say base bonus long-term, even that from out of their mouths could be completely different than another company's perception or thought of what base bonus and long-term is. And we find that all the time.
It doesn't mean that they have to be the highest paid at the end of the day. They just need to be the most efficient with how they're delivering that compensation. They're getting is what we call the best bang for the buck. And so to that means those employees perceive more value out of the compensation and benefit programs than they would otherwise. That doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be in hard dollars. So ultimately, at the end of the day, what we're doing is helping these businesses, whether it's a public, a private, or a not-for-profit, is attract, retain, and motivate the best talent that they can get and keep and incentivize. And that's really what we're doing. We're helping all these constituents and stakeholders get to the right place. It's not easy. It's challenging. It's sometimes a murky and muddy landscape that you've got to navigate through, whether it's a law, it's impressions, it's a perceived disconnect on pay for performance. All those factor into what is the right solution for compensation throughout the organization. And we're listening to all those varying factors, but at the end of the day, what we're delivering are what we believe to be the best solutions and recommendations.